What's up, gamers? This is that PlayStation Gamer coming to you guys with a brand new video. So today we're going to talk about the Game of the Year awards. So the nominations got announced yesterday, and some of these nominations, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, what the hell, Jeff? Did someone have to pay you off to put this here? But I think for the most part, it's pretty good. If I, find something I don't like, I'm gonna obviously, speak up about it. But I think the awards are pretty good for the most part. I think like the nominations make sense in a weird way. Um, but with all that said, let's get to the awards. Now I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to give my thoughts, and these are the only ones I'm interested in. I can't, I can sit there and be like, I can't talk about best esports game or best, esports team or content creator of the year. Content creator of the year is me, okay? Yeah, me every year. Come on. Just kidding, obviously, but you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't really care about it, why the hell are you going to talk about it? It's like, oh, I don't care who wins the award for this category. But let's go through the categories, and I'll give you my thoughts. The first one we're going to address is Best Art Direction. And yes, I'm going to say Psychonauts 2. I mean, if you look at the game and you legit just, pay attention to it, yeah, this is easily one of the best art styles in the gaming industry, especially this year. It's very unique. It actually kind of reminds me of a Tim Burton, kind of, movies like Nightmare Before Christmas kind of stuff. And I like that. And I also kind of like, how it kind of messes with your perspective. Like literally, the first level is in the mind of a dentist, a mad dentist's mind, which is like you don't think that would be super creative, but they definitely with the art direction, were like super original, and it was like, wow, I didn't think like they could actually do that. So yeah, I think best art direction should go to Psychonauts 2. Now we get into best audio design, and this is interesting because I really don't know what they're talking about when they mean, but I am gonna say Returnal. I mean, there's something about how the game kind of messes with your mind when you're playing through it. Like, if you have the Pulse headphones on, or just headphones on in general, it kind of screws with your head a little. And I really like that because it it just gives you that extra immersion level that like you don't see in a lot of games just by sound. And yeah, I gotta be real. Best audio design definitely deserves to go to Returnal. Best narrative, and I don't really, again, I don't understand how they're categorizing this, but best narrative to me should go to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, you guys did see that one, did you? Well, here's the thing. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy films, and I think they have the best story in any MCU movie, period. So this game, when I started watching it on my phone while I'm fucking just kind of browsing through, I really got invested into it. I was like, yeah, I did like some of the character designs, especially Peter Quill's, but the story was really good. Like, it just pulled me in. And I really liked how they humanized these characters again. And they didn't do it by copying the MCU, they did it by sticking fairly close to the comic books. And I like how there's actual real tension between people like Drax and fucking Peter Quill and just everyone. There's tension, and it does feel like these are a mismatch of a bunch of, well, as they said in the movie, losers, because they lose everything. But yeah, to me, best narrative should go to Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. It has a really good story, and yeah, I didn't think a non-Sony game could actually do that. But hey, guess someone has to tell a good story eventually, right? So I lump these ones together just because I feel like they kind of coexist with each other. Best debut indie game and best indie game, to me, straight up goes to Kena Bridge of Spirits. Don't get me wrong, I can guarantee the rest of the nominees were pretty damn good, especially that best indie game with Death's Door. But Kena is something different from the rest of them. I said it in my review, I think this is a special game. This is obviously coming from a studio that's zero experience from game development, and they did such a fantastic job. Like, to me, it was like it took me back to the PS2 days playing Jak and Daxter, and I don't think many games capture that. And it's just it's one of those games you have to play. Like, it's not the most original game. It definitely borrows elements from other properties out there. Let's be fucking real, but I don't think any other indie game tops what they did. Like, just they had they I almost would say I wouldn't even call it an indie game at this point. I would almost call it a double A game. I call it close to a triple A. Like it borders that weird line where it's like, oh, it's almost a double A, but it's an indie game because it's self-published, but they got help from Sony, obviously. So yeah, just I think these two awards should go to Kena Bridge of Spirits because damn, they did a fantastic job. And yeah, again, I could sit there, suck this game off all goddamn day. I have an entire review about that, but in my opinion, Kena deserves to win both these awards. Because, like I said, I think they just kind of coexist in each other. Best indie game, best debut indie game. Yeah, I believe Kena should win both. Best action game, in my opinion, should go to, and yeah, you guessed it, it's Returnal. I mean, it's pretty obvious this is the best action game that came out this year because it's just so much fun to play. It's like one of those games that, it's kind of like Doom where it's gameplay first, and I really like it. I really enjoy playing through this game, and, you know, much as I hate the fact that, you could die super easy, it's one of those games that you grow to love over time. Now, best action adventure. This is going to be a close one in my opinion, but I want to give it to Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. Because when I think action adventure, man, Ratchet Clank is the first thing that comes to my mind. But then again, Metroid Dread also really good in this category. In fact, I would almost dare say it actually might be better than Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. But I can't tell you because I haven't played Metroid Dread. So for me, I'm going to say Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. But I think Metroid Dread is going to win the award. That's my personal take. Take it as you will. So here's where that controversy kicks in. Why the hell is Cyberpunk up for best role-playing game? I can't tell you if it's the best role playing game because literally every fucking person who played it said they can't get through the game because of the glitches, the frame rate drops, and all that stuff. And those problems still exist to this day. This is like where I think the game is just in there either to fill up time, fill up a slot, or he's actually getting paid off to put them in there. I'm just saying, but I think it should go to Shin Megami Tensei 5. Damn, that game is great. I've been watching some gameplay of it. I want to switch so I can play Shin Megami Tensei 5. As a guy who actually loved Persona 5, I actually enjoy Shin Megami Tensei more just by watching people play. And yeah, gotta be real. It should go to Shin Megami Tensei 5. But god damn it, I feel like it's gonna go to Cyberpunk. And if it goes to Cyberpunk, you know, fucking Jeff and his little panel have no clue what best role-playing game is. Let's just be real here then. The next one is most anticipated game. This one is going to be, I don't even think it's one they actually show, funny enough. So, who do I think is going to win? I think The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is going to win it. But, I would prefer God of War to win. I would prefer God of War Ragnarok to win, because God of War Ragnarok doesn't feel like a DLC expansion. I mean, the fact it's literally called Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's bad, but it does make it feel like, oh, it's just more of what you've already played. It doesn't have its own, I guess you would say, identity. It's like, oh, here's just a sequel to the second game, the first game you really liked. But that probably will end up winning most anticipated. But personally, I pick God of War Ragnarok. And I know I have some stupid reasons, but you know what? It's God of War Ragnarok. Loved God of War 2018. Was super happy when it won Game of the Year in 2018. And it fucking beat out Red Dead 2, which was also a fantastic game for the record. But yeah, I picked God of War Ragnarok, but that's probably going to Breath of the Wild 2. So I will just go quickly mention these awards. Best Sim Game, Best Racing Game. Those are going to Microsoft. Forza and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Best Fighting Game, Guilty Gear, Strive. I actually haven't played this game, but considering what they had in there, they literally had Demon Slayer and Nickelodeon Brawl. Yeah, I'll just take the Guilty Gear, because that actually seems like a fighting game. And Best Family Game, well, I kind of I give this to Mario Party, Superstars, because it's a good game for the family, and trust me, I can tell you for a fact that game's a fucking pain in the ass. I just fucking Toad, fucking switching places all the damn time. So here we get into best game direction, and it's going to Psychonauts 2 in my opinion, cause damn, it does a really good job. You could tell that people who put this game together really cared about what they were doing, especially Tim Schafer. It definitely seemed like a passion project that just really was good. Like I can tell you guys from watching people play it, it's one of those games that is truly unique. And honestly, I don't think there's many games out there like this. And much as you might just like Tim Schafer, you might really hate him. The guy knows what he's doing when it comes to these type of games. And just best game direction needs to go to Psychonauts 2, in my opinion. So I know this one, Game of the Year, is going to be controversial because I'm giving it to Metroid Dread. Oh, God. I can hear people saying, "You're a fake Sony fan! You're a fake Sony fan!" Hear me out, guys. I don't think there are many games that came out this year were as good as Metroid Dread. Much as I have sit here and said I don't like it, much as I have sit here and said that it's not my cup of tea, I sure as hell respect Division. I sure as hell respect the developers who put their fucking heart and soul into this. And looking at the rest of the nominees, I don't feel like a lot of them had that same passion outside of Psychonauts 2. And I don't know if Psychonauts 2 is Game of the Year. And as far as like Resident Evil 8 Village, I don't think that's Game of the Year. It Takes Two, I've literally heard nothing about it. It's like when you start doing this process, like what you have heard, what you think of it, you know, just Metroid Dread's the one I've heard the most favorable things about. And one of my controversial, things I took from this whole thing was controversial is that Returnal wasn't even up for Game of the Year. If freaking Ratchet Clank Rifted Apart was, but not Returnal. And they also had freaking Deathloop in there. I think that should have been Forza 5. Like, what the hell? Did Forza 5 miss the deadline? But yes, I think Game of the Year should go to Metroid Dread. I think it's a well-deserved win. I think it's a really well-done game. It's not for me, though. I'll admit this right now. I'm not really into those 2D Metroidvania style games, but damn it if it ain't a great game. In a year where we've had, a pretty subpar year, if we're being honest here, I think Metroid Dread sticks out as Game of the Year. But what do you guys think? Do you think there's also going to be some big announcements? I'll probably do a video about that, sometime in the near future. But I just wanted this to be about the awards. And personally, like I said, I think this year was kind of a stinker year for the most part. A lot of controversies, a lot of BS. We'll talk about that stuff, down the road soon. But yeah, just this was a weak year, but I gotta give the game of the year to Metroid Dread. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure to, do all that YouTube algorithm BS. Until next time, guys, this is That PlayStation Gamer. Signing out. Have a good day.